Hi, my name is Adrienne and I am a third year PhD student. My research investigates interrogative design as critical design practice in order to highlight the issue of homelessness in London. My research focuses on the issue of homelessness in London, specifically focusing on the issue by documenting sites that homeless people inhabit across different boroughs in London. So I look at documenting how people inhabit different spaces in the street, but also trying to investigate the issue of the bodies in space and what that looks like in relation to the issue of homelessness in London. So my research now specifically is looking to the issue of hostile design or hostile architecture, which investigates ways where design is being introduced and used to push members or to push specific communities out of public view. My research actually stems from my undergraduate degree, which I began in New Zealand. So originally I'm from Auckland, New Zealand, and I moved to London to do my master's. I did my master's in interior and spatial design, which began that kind of investigation into the spatial relationships between the bodies in space and architecture. And I'm really interested in understanding the skin's relationship to space and how we move through space and how we interact with space and how we inhabit space. But I'm also interested in the social aspect of that, which looks at homelessness. Actually, I investigate through drawing and photography ways in which homeless people have been inhabiting space throughout London and what that actually looks like. I also look at how governments have pushed specific communities out of public view and where they've pushed them to, and what that kind of relationship shows for our society today, and how that reflects what's happening in society today. Moving forward, my research actually starts to develop a toolkit that tries to identify what's happening in relation to hostile design or hostile architecture. So this toolkit is currently being developed, and what it investigates is how street homeless people kind of navigate space and where they go and how they know where to go to find spaces which don't actually have situations of hostile design or hostile architecture. At the moment, it is in its early stages of development, but what I'm doing is working with charities, homeless charities that already have relationships with people who have been street homeless or have lived experiences of homelessness. So Cafe Art is a London-based charity that looks at providing experiences or situations for people that have lived experience with homelessness to kind of develop a skill or develop a creative understanding of the world. And actually, Cafe Art that I work with at the moment is London-based, but it actually started, I believe, in Canada. So it was a similar concept that was developed in Canada and has traveled throughout the world. So there's actually two parts to Cafe Art, where one is about my world, which is lived experiences of homelessness throughout the world, where they hand out cameras and homeless people can travel around the city and take photographs and get experiences of how to take photographs and how to document things, sites throughout. And in turn, it gets turned into a calendar basically, which is then distributed and sold, and some of the proceeds of that go back to the homeless people. So I'm really interested in this concept of including experiences of lived experience, I should say, of homeless people in what I do. So when I document different situations of homelessness in London, it's always documenting what they're inhabiting and how they're inhabiting those spaces, as opposed to documenting that there is a homeless person living or occupying a specific area. So my work now that's in this exhibition is titled In the Margins, and this particular piece was developed from statistics basically released by Shelter in the Homelessness Monitor. So in 2018, actually, the statistics were released, and this particular piece investigates kind of how that's translated in a visual way. So I looked at trying to develop a a visual way to communicate those documents that generally are around 300 pages and very, very, very densely populated with jargon. So I was trying to find ways to also identify the spatial relationship of the issue in relation to London. So the design logo of the broken home on the laser-etched grey board represents the statistical value that was placed, that is placed, I should say, on homeless people in those reports. So the reason that was quite important for me as a starting point for my research is because I think it's important to understand that anyone can kind of go out and release statistics or do studies that investigate that issue, but they don't really investigate the issue from the point of view of the person who has the lived experience. So it's important to highlight that lived experiences of people who have been homeless need to be included in these kinds of documents and these kind of reports that are being, distributed throughout the country. And at the moment, they don't include that. And I think that's a problem.